This program is brought to you by PennyMac TPO. Visit tpo.pennymac.com to learn more about becoming a partner and starting your journey to greatness. With the people, products, and technology to take you there, it's why they say at PennyMac, greatness lives here.
Welcome to The Interest. I'm Christine Stewart. We heard a lot of optimism at Originator Connect about what the housing market will look like for the next 6 to 12 months. But not everyone shares that rosy outlook. The senior economist for one of the nation's largest financial institutions says the U.S. housing market is in far worse shape than many in the industry realize. Wells Fargo senior economist Mark Vittner told the San Francisco Business Times that it's only a matter of time before the true nature of the market is revealed. The housing market has shifted from booming during the pandemic to a decline that is gaining momentum as rising mortgage rates and home prices have negatively affected housing affordability. Vittner says there's no question that the housing market has long lost momentum and continued to lose momentum in July. But not everyone sees the glass as half empty. David Luna, Mortgage Educators and Compliance President, acknowledged the next few months might be rocky. He agrees we're headed for a recession, but he says that will bring mortgage rates down.
In my opinion, I think we're going to be in the fours by the end of the year. It won't be third quarter. I would be happy to be wrong, but I think it's going to be a little closer to the end of the fourth quarter and definitely 2023 because we will be in a recession at that time.
Luna says a bump in inventory will help normalize prices. Luna thinks it's a good thing that buyers are backing out of deals because it shows the market is coming back to normal. According to a new report from Realtor.com, things might be stabilizing.
And now we're starting to see the housing market find its footing. It'll probably move more slowly towards a rebalanced market.
The housing market kept shifting towards buyers in August, but not so much that things returned to normal. This continues a summer-long shift that has seen inventory rise.
Maybe not seller's favorite thing, but gives buyers more time to make decisions.
That's because home buyers started to balk as home ownership became unaffordable, but the springtime saw sellers trying to cash in on double-digit appreciation.
But sellers were still pretty actively joining the market. From May to June, we had more sellers this year than we did at this time last year.
So what exactly does this mean for the housing market? Realtor.com says that inventory in August was up 27% from a year ago. That's because houses are spending an average of 42 days on the market. That's 5 more than last year. Price growth is also slowing down, but prices are still up 14% annually.
There's not, I don't think you would call that price softening, but there is a slowdown in price growth, which is a first step towards getting back into a more normal range of home price growth.
Realtor.com chief economist Danielle Hale was surprised at how quickly the market shifted away from sellers.
And it's because, at least early on, you had these two factors working together. Buyers were pulling back at the same time that a lot of sellers were deciding, that move that we put off for years, maybe now's the time to go ahead and make it.
Buyers are able to take their time and get concessions, but Hale doesn't think that means they're in control just yet. In fact, in the Northeast, things are still very competitive.
I'd say it really depends on the local market that you're at and that you're working in.
Hale says originators can help borrowers understand their local market and their price range. Are borrowers shopping for homes that are still drawing competition?
They may still want to put in fairly competitive offers. You don't necessarily have to be above asking price like we saw the past couple of years, but you would want them to put in a strong offer.
For the Mortgage News Network, I'm Mike Savino.
Thanks, Mike. We'll be right back.
Don't miss the latest NMP magazine. Our cover story this month is I Hate New York. The iconic I Love New York campaign is one of the most successful, image-changing advertising campaigns ever. But sometimes the hype doesn't necessarily match up with reality. Lenders there, if they aren't ignoring New York altogether, are more likely to have an I Hate New York snow globe on the desk. Read more about why. Go to nationalmortgageprofessional.com.
Mortgage rates are up for the second straight week. According to Freddie Mac, the average rate for the 30-year fixed is now at 5.66%. That's up 10 basis points from a week ago. The 15-year fixed is also near 5%. Freddie Mac chief economist Sam Katter says rates are up because of the market's feelings about the Fed's aggressive monetary policy. He also expressed concern about how the housing market will react. The increase in mortgage rates is coming at a particularly vulnerable time for the housing market as sellers are recalibrating their pricing due to lower purchase demand, likely resulting in continued price growth deceleration. Do you think your company is a top employer for women? There's still one more day to nominate yourself or your workplace. Many companies are racing to reform their culture or offer up new benefits as a way to recruit more women to their staffs. And we're looking to celebrate those who've set themselves apart. Just go to the link on your screen. The deadline for nominations is Friday. Honorees will be recognized later this year in an issue of Mortgage Women magazine and on the show. We'll be right back after word from our sponsor.
This program was brought to you by PennyMac TPO. Visit tpo.pennymac.com to learn more about becoming a partner and starting your journey to greatness.
A quick programming note. We'll be off until Tuesday for the Labor Day holiday, but you can stay up to date with all the latest headlines at mortgagenewsnetwork.com.